Hello, today is Monday, April 28th, 2025, and I'll be doing today's New York Times hard Sudoku puzzle. And before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe, and please leave a comment below. And if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, I have two links in the description, one for Sudoku Pad and one for the New York Times website, which is how I'm doing the puzzle here in this video. So with that being said, let's fill the grid. Okay, so let's start with, let's just look around the grid and see what we see. We see a 6 here and a 6 here, and two 6s looking in this way, so we can place a 6 right there. Let's see, 7, so 1 looks across here and 1 looks up. So 1's going to be in one of these two cells. We're going to have 1 down here in one of these two cells. We see, I'm just doing a quick look here also for like this right here. 2, 4 avoids all three of these cells. So we need a 2, 4 in these 3 cells. So they could go here. Really could go anywhere, so that's not very helpful. Let's look here. We have a 9 here and a 9 here. Whoop. That should be a, yeah, there we go. We have 8 here and 8 here, and 8 here all looks into this box and means that 8 has to go here in this box. That's going to put an 8 in one of these two cells. All right, what else do we have up here? Not a whole lot. Three, 6, and 1. Okay, so here's what they call the New York Times trick. You really could see it in any puzzle. It doesn't have to be the New York Times, but puzzles of this difficulty, and they seem to do it a lot in the New York Times. So we have a 3, 6, and 1. None of those 3 digits can go in these two cells. So this cell and this cell and this cell have to be a 3, 6, 1 triple. Like there's only 3 more open cells available in this column. Okay. So this here is only 3, 6, or 1 possibly, and it can't be a 1 because there's it can't be a 1 because of this one here. So let's go down here. This is a 3, 6, or 1. This could be any one of them, and this can only be 1 or 3. So in turn, that makes this a pair. So what do we need in the column still? We need a 7 and a 5. We can't resolve that yet, but we know that's a 7, 5. So now I'm going to look at the rest of this box. And the rest of the box still needs a 2 and a 4 and an 8. So the 8 looks here. So this has to be 8. And now this is a 2, 4 pair, and that's what we were looking at that before, but 2 and 4 could still at that point have gone here, but now it can't. So 2 and 4 are locked into this row in this box. We don't know about 2 yet, where it's going to go, but we know 4 is going to be in one of these two cells. 2 can still be in any of these 3 cells. I'm going to look at the rest of this row as well. So that's a 1, 3, 5, 7 is what we need. Okay, so 7 sees this cell, 7 sees this cell, so that puts 7 in one of these two cells. 3, 5, 1, 3, and 5 are still kind of could go anywhere there. So I won't mark those, but we know 7 is going to be in one of these two cells. So what does that tell us about anything else? Okay, well we haven't, it doesn't, I don't think there's anything else that it tells us here, unless I'm missing something, but 8 and 8 look into this box, and this is an 8 right here. So that means that this is an 8 because we have two 8s looking over here in this box. That points up here and makes this an 8. So now I want to see here this 9. Okay, this 9 looks into this box. There's a 9 that looks up, so we can place that 9. Mark 2 9s up here. 8 and 6 we have in this box. 3 now. 3 now we know is going to be in here somewhere. That means 3 is going to be in one of these two cells in box 5. All right, so 8 and 9 down here we have taken care of. 6. Ooh, 6. Okay, so 6 looks across, 6 looks down. It's going to put 6 in one of these two cells. That means 6 is in one of these two cells here. Okay, so let me go back up here and see if there's anything new. 4 now. Well, 4 looks down into this box, and with this 8 placed, we can now say 4 is going to be in one of these two cells. Let me look at this row. We need a 2, 3, 5, 6, and 9. This is only a 3, 5. All right. We're done with 8s. Okay, so we took care of 8s. 1 here, actually 1 looks down here in this box. So 1's going to be in one of these two cells. 1 is going to be up here. And remember, we also said 2 is going to be limited up here. So this is actually a 1, 2, 4 triple. So that's 1, 2, this could be 1, 2, or 4, and this could be 1, 2, or 4. That makes this a 5, 7, part of a 5, 7 pair in the row. But again, remember we said 7 has to be here. Now, why did we say that? Because at first glance, I might forget why I said that. But remember, the 7 sees this cell, and this 7 sees this cell. So 7 has to be in one of these two cells. So this cell can really only be a 5, 7, 5 or 7. It has to be a 5 now. Can't spit that out. So that makes this a 7 and this a 5. Okay, and that makes this a 5. So now we have some 5s in the grid. So now we have a triple here and a triple here. So the triple here is 1, 3, and 7. Okay. And this is a 3, 7, and 9. 3, 7, or 9, I should say. Okay, none of that is resolved, but that is good. That's good. Okay, so 9 looks up here. 9 is going to be actually locked in with these 1s. So we do have a 1, 9 pair that was probably sitting there. Might have been sitting there for a while before I noticed it. But the 9s are locked in here. The 9s are locked in over here in these two rows. So that's going to put 9 in one of these two cells. And also, if you look down here, we had 9s marked in one of these two cells. So that basically squeezes 9s out of this cell and this cell in box 5. And it means that this has to be a 9. That makes this a 7 and this a 3. Now we can also pencil mark some more 7s down here. 3, what can we do with that? That's going to be in one of these two cells. Okay. All right. So let's just take a quick look at this column. We have the 1, 9 pair, so we need a 2, 4, 5, and 7. Okay, not much we can really do at the moment on that. But All right, where can I go here? Let's look at this column. It's down to 3. We need a 2, 3, and a 7. It's 2, 3. This is 2, 3, or 7. How about this 2 looking over here? It sees this cell. This 2 looks up. That puts a 2 in either this cell or this cell. So that means 2 has to be in this cell or this cell, and that gives us a 2, 9 pair right here. So in this box, we're left with 1, 5, and 6. So 6 has to be up here. Actually, this has to be a 5 because we have a 5 right here. That means this has to be a 6, and this has to be a 1. And that means this has to be a 1, and this has to be a 9. All right, so 9, 9. The 9s here are taken care of. This 9 points over here to this 9. So we have a 9 here now. That makes this a 2. And this is now a pair up here. It's a 3 and it's either a 3 or a 7. This is part of a pair in the row, and that's going to be a 5 or a 7. Well, the 7 sees this cell, so this is 5, this is 7. This is now 3, this is 6, and this is 5. This is 7, and this is 3. All right, we're doing real good on this. 1, 3 now down here. Let's just make sure we're following up on everything. Okay, 7 sees this cell now too, so this has to be a 1. This has to be 3, this has to be 7. And this has to be 3. So this is down to a 4 or a 5. We have 1 and 2 left here, so we're just going to have to mark this and keep going. This is a 1, 3. 2, 4, 3, 6. So actually the 6 here, I can come down here and make this a 6. And now this is a 7. That's a 9. Over here is a 7 now. So we're pretty much just done with this puzzle. I'm just filling in the numbers at this point. I don't think there's anything too sophisticated about this. 1, 2, 9 is what we need here. So this can only be 1, 2. That matches this 1, 2. Knocks out the 2 from this cell. Gives us a 9 and a 2. We have 2, 3, 4. Well, this can't be a 3. This is the 3 here. So we're down to 2, 4. We need a 1, 4, and 5. Can't resolve that yet. 1 and 3. Okay, so this is resolved. This is now 2. This is 1. This is 4. This is 2. 4. 5, 4. What am I doing here? So I messed up my numbers here. This is a 1, 2. So this has to be a 2. This has to be 1. I don't know what happened there, but this is a 5. This is a 6. And we're down to 2, 4, and 5. So this is 4. This is now a 2, 4, and we're down to 2, 5. So this is our 5, and this is our 2.